It's Christmas Eve in the town of Angel Falls, and David is dragged away from his family by his boss Henry for some business. Henry is an ambitious businessman who wants to build a luxurious shopping mall without caring about historical landmarks, and he only needs to buy one last property to start, Roger's house. David and Henry go to see Roger to try to convince him to sell his property, but Roger refuses because the house has been in his family for generations and he wants to leave it to his granddaughter Kara. Later, after everyone is gone, Roger hears a knock and opens the door to find a snowman. Suddenly, a masked man known as the Angel jumps through the snow and tackles Roger to kill him with a knife. Meanwhile, Kara picks up David's daughter Winnie to go to the party together. After meeting with more friends, Kara takes lots of pictures and waves at Bernie, who is sitting alone, but her friends scold her for interacting with a class weirdo. Kara's brother Jimmy has also come to the party and he goes outside to kiss his boyfriend near the woods, but they stop when they hear a noise among the trees. The boys decide to leave, and it is revealed the noise was made by the Angel. Kara also finds a quiet spot to kiss her boyfriend, but suddenly he pukes blood right into her mouth. When she steps back, she discovers he's been stabbed by the Angel with a giant candy cane. Screaming, Kara begins running away, but the Angel catches up to her and tries to stab her. She tries to defend herself and the knife ends up hurting her arm, so the Angel disappears as she falls on the bridge. However, he soon attacks again by stabbing from under the bridge, so Kara begins running again and rushes to the house, where she finds the door closed from the inside. The partygoers can only stare through the door window as the Angel appears behind her and starts to stab her repeatedly. All the teens scream and go away in panic, but Winnie rushes out to help. Sadly, it's too late. Kara is already dead and the Angel attacks Winnie next. As her camera drops and breaks, Winnie hits the Angel on the face before running into the woods. She tries hiding behind a tree, but the Angel quickly finds her and gets ready to stab her, only to suddenly be tackled by Jimmy. A fight ensues and the Angel kicks Jimmy away, so the siblings use the chance to run away. Unfortunately, the Angel is fast and attacks Jimmy again, so Winnie takes the jumper cables from the Christmas lights and electrocutes the Angel to death. Afterward, she takes the mask off and discovers it's Henry. A year later, Jimmy is happily working with David, but Winnie is still grieving for Kara and dealing with the fact she killed a person. To make matters worse, she's been rejected from the university of her choice. Everyone in town, including her family, has moved on and Winnie finds the Christmas cheer irritating. When she's out on the street, she's approached by Henry's brother Buck, who mentions his need for revenge before getting away. When it's time to exchange presents, Winnie is disappointed to see her family has bought her a horrible tracksuit while Jimmy gets his own truck. She finally snaps and calls them out, hurt by the fact they act like nothing happened last Christmas, but they tell her to get over it. At that moment, she gets a few messages from her boyfriend Robbie, who invites her to a Christmas party. She immediately heads there and after saying hi to Bernie, she looks for Robbie, only to find him cheating on her with Darla. Robbie tries to make up an excuse, but Darla reveals this has been going on for a year and she's glad it's finally out. Furious, she leaves the party and ends up at a bridge, where she's surprised to see Aurora Borealis in the sky. Tired of everything, Winnie wishes she was never born, which causes the aurora to disappear and the town lights to go out. Confused, she looks around only to suddenly find a dying person who just got killed by the Angel. She immediately runs away and breaks a truck's window to use the radio, only to be found by Buck, who has somehow become sheriff and doesn't recognize her. She asks about the previous sheriff, but Buck says he was killed a year ago. Apparently the Angel has been killing lots of people since then. Even more confused now, Winnie wants to reveal the Angel's identity, but at that moment Henry arrives to show his support. It turns out he's the mayor now and he treats her like an out-of-towner, so she keeps her mouth shut and runs away. Eventually she makes it to her house, but nobody recognizes her there either. Even worse, Jimmy is dead because the Angel killed him during the last Christmas party. Winnie realizes that she was never born in this reality and she wasn't there to stop the Angel. Upset, Winnie begins running through the city, noticing there's a curfew and graffiti everywhere. Since Henry became mayor, his face is everywhere and nobody is happy living here. He even built the shopping mall. Afterward she goes to the usual Christmas party, but this time it isn't cheerful. The place is dark and everyone is consuming illegal uppers or getting into fights. Nobody knows her here either, and Robbie and Darla have been together for 3 years. After failing to get Bernie to recognize her, Winnie enters a room and discovers Robbie and Darla have been having a lovely relationship she never had with him. She also finds a yearbook that is missing her picture, confirming she's truly gone. Nearby, 2 teens are enjoying their pipes while watching the Christmas lights. The girl goes inside for a second, so the Angel uses the chance to show up with an axe and starts chasing the boy. The guy pushes things behind him to slow him down, but eventually he finds his way blocked by a gate and the Angel hits him with the axe. The blow doesn't kill and the boy throws a plant at the killer before running again, but he can't get back into the party because the door is locked and nobody hears him since the music is loud. The Angel catches up to him and after some struggle, he kills the boy and splashes blood everywhere. Moments later the girl comes out again and screams when she finds the head in the snow. Back to Winnie, she sees on TV that there have been more murders, so she calls everyone out for partying in times like this and then leaves with Bernie. Eventually they make it to Bernie's house and Winnie notices her new friend has been tracking the murders, so she explains her wish and that the angel is Henry. In return, Bernie points out that all the victims were the children of families with businesses and the grief caused those businesses to die. That's why Henry now owns the whole town. However, Bernie isn't sure she can trust Winnie's crazy story and wonders if she's the killer, even grabbing something to defend herself. Suddenly the angel breaks through the window, so the girls try running away only to find him at the door. He manages to grab Winnie, but she bites his arm and pushes him against the table. Then the girls escape. As they reach downtown, Bernie says she believes Winnie now and they notice the aurora in the sky, which Bernie explains shouldn't be possible to see from here so it can't be a coincidence. Afterward they hide in the local movie theater because Bernie has the key since she works there. The girls have fun watching some movies and end up holding hands while Winnie falls asleep on Bernie's shoulder. In the morning, Bernie finds a room with lots of paperclips about the legend behind the aurora, so now they're sure that's what brought Winnie here. However, they also learn it's fading, meaning Winnie needs to go back before that happens or she'll be stuck here forever. The girls deduce Winnie has to kill the angel again so they'll need the help of someone close to him. They return to her house, but David refuses to see her. Winnie uses a family secret to convince her Aunt Gail of her story and then she's allowed inside, where she finds David looking incredibly depressed. Since he lost Jimmy, it's like he'd lost his soul. Winnie pretends to be a friend of Jimmy's and shares some stories, getting David to smile again. However, when she says Henry killed him, David gets furious because Henry is his best friend, so he kicks Winnie out. On her way out, Winnie is disgusted to notice her mom is an addict and cheats on her dad openly in the house with many men. Suddenly the angel shows up again and kills the mother and her lover in the middle of the kitchen. The girls and Gail immediately run away, and as they get to the stairs, the angel manages to slash Bernie's arm. Winnie grabs a picture from the wall and hits the angel with it, causing him to fall downstairs and faint. Then Gail and Bernie carefully step over him to reach the front door, but when it's Winnie's turn, she stops to grab the knife. Instead of killing the angel, she decides to unmask him first and is shocked to discover David. At that moment he regains consciousness, so the trio runs away. Later at the theater, Winnie explains she saw something in David's eyes that indicated he wasn't fully himself. Gail says he's been like that for a year, and the group realizes his depression has allowed Henry to manipulate him and make him carry on with his dirty work. Winnie has no choice but to kill her father, so they make a plan. Moments later, the theater's billboard has a message for David, and 3 dolls have been put on the seats as bait. Someone comes inside and Gail stops them with the fire extinguisher while Winnie almost uses her bat, but it turns out to be Robbie and Darla. While they are distracted, Gail gets killed by the angel and power goes out in the theater. Winnie starts taking pictures with her old camera to create some lights with the flash and sees the angel killing Darla before going after Robbie to kill him too. Bernie manages to reach the power switches and turns them on, allowing Winnie to grab a broom and hit the angel with it. Then she hides in the stairs and when the angel jumps on her, she stabs him with the broken broom handle. After double-checking Dave is dead under the mask, the girls go back to the bridge and after a heartful goodbye for Bernie, Winnie wishes to be born again. However, nothing happens and she yells at the aurora, which changes its colors to look more aggressive. The girls realize that Henry is still a danger to the town in his role as mayor, so it's him who must be killed. Winnie and Bernie go to the main park, where Henry is holding a Christmas event. The locals watch him with hazy eyes, revealing they are under his control. Henry announces that Buck asked for a transfer to work in another town, so he calls him naughty and kills him in front of everyone. Then Buck is dressed as the angel and hanged as a decoration. Winnie tries to make people wake up to no avail and Henry's bodyguards bring the girls to the stage, where he admits he killed Jimmy to control David and is responsible for Bernie losing her parents. The girls snap and start repeatedly punching Henry, which causes the townspeople to wake up. When Winnie kicks Henry off the stage, the townspeople jump on him, and Henry's furious girlfriend tries to attack Winnie. She quickly defends herself and Bernie takes the knife, scaring the bodyguards away. At that moment Henry regains control of the crowd and returns to the stage, where she tries to choke Winnie. However, Bernie stabs him and kills him for good. As the people return to normal, the aurora begins glowing brighter and Winnie realizes she was sent here to help Bernie get her revenge. Then the girls share a kiss. When Winnie opens her eyes, she's back in her reality wearing the horrible tracksuit. She runs to see her family and David reveals they have another present for her, a brand new camera. Winnie hugs everyone and tells them she wasn't accepted at the university, but it's okay because she belongs here. Afterward she rushes outside and sees Robbie with Darla, only to tell them they belong together. Eventually Winnie makes it to Bernie's house and the girls are excited to notice they both remember the other reality, so they get ready to spend Christmas together as girlfriends. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.